I thought heartbreak was losing people slowly. Grandparents, friends, jobs. I didn't know heartbreak could be instant, like a door opening and your whole life falling out. I came home early because my flight from New York got canceled. Conference weekend turned into a long night drive. 2:40 a.m., I walked into our Chicago apartment with my suitcase, my laptop bag, and one weird thing I couldn't explain. A hotel key card. Black. No logo. In my blazer pocket. With 1807 written in pen. Amir didn't stay at hotels. He barely liked leaving the couch. The apartment was quiet in the wrong way. His wallet sat on the counter, his watch beside it, and on top of the mail, an unopened velvet box. I opened the box. A diamond bracelet. Thin, elegant, not my style. Under it, a receipt. The Alder Hotel, room 1807. In my head, a calm voice tried to bargain. Maybe it's a gift for you. Maybe it's a surprise. But my body didn't believe in maybe. So I drove to the hotel. At the front desk, I smiled like I belonged there. My husband checked in earlier. I'm surprising him. Name? Amir Khalid. Her smile tightened. I'm sorry, ma'am. I can't share guest information. Then I heard a laugh behind me. High, bright, familiar. The laugh that used to steal attention at family dinners. I turned. Nadia, my younger sister. Hair perfect. Red lipstick. A designer coat she couldn't afford. And on her wrist, my grandmother's gold bangles. The ones she borrowed and never returned. She froze. Panic cracked her face for 1 second. Then it smoothed into something worse. Zara, she said, like I was the one being dramatic. What are you doing here? I lifted the key card. Room 1807. Her eyes flicked to it, and she smiled. Oh, she said. Yeah, room 1807. She walked to the elevator. I followed because the truth is a magnet even when it's sharp. Inside the elevator, Nadia checked her reflection. You look exhausted, she said. Travel's aging you. You're wearing my bangles, I replied. They suit me, she said. Ding. 18th floor. Nadia stopped at 1807, tapped the key card, and pushed the door open. After you, 2 champagne glasses, 1 lipstick stained, Amir's navy blazer on a chair. From the bed, a sleepy voice. Nadia, you're back? I stepped forward. My suitcase wheels clicked on the floor. Small sound. Final sound. Amir sat up, sheets at his waist, face blank for half a beat. Then he saw me. His skin drained. Zara, he whispered. Nadia didn't cover herself. She leaned against the wall like she was watching a show. How long? I asked. Amir tried to speak. Failed. Nadia answered for him. Since your mom got sick, she said. When you were living at the hospital, he was lonely. The room tilted. My mother's cancer, the plastic chairs, the calls Amir missed because he was tired. Lonely. You did this while I was holding her hand, I said. I made a mistake, Amir whispered. Nadia laughed softly. A mistake is ordering the wrong coffee, she said. This is love. I swallowed hard. Love, I echoed. You're sleeping with my husband. Nadia's eyes sharpened. He's not your husband, she said. Not really. She looked me up and down. You never knew how to keep him. Amir flinched. Nadia, stop. She placed a hand on her stomach like she was announcing a prize. I'm pregnant, she said. 10 weeks. My ears rang. My chest went light. Amir squeezed his eyes shut. Zara, please. I raised my hand. Don't. Get out, I said to both of them. Now. Amir blinked. The room? I don't care about the room, I snapped. I care about my life. I pointed to the door. Get out. You can't kick us out, Nadia scoffed. Amir paid. You can keep the room, I said. You can keep him. My voice lowered, but you will not keep my peace. They dressed in silence. Amir moved fast. Nadia moved slow, like she wanted me to memorize her victory. At the door, she paused. You'll be fine, she said lightly. You're strong. Then she smiled, sharp as glass. You always have been. They left. My hands started shaking. I didn't scream. I did something smarter. I called my friend Farah, 1:12 a.m. She answered instantly. I said it fast, like ripping a bandage. Amir is with Nadia. She's pregnant. I'm at a hotel. I need help. Farah's voice turned to steel. Don't go home and explode, she said. Don't text him. You need proof. So I photographed everything. Receipt, bracelet box, room, blazer, lipstick, glass. Then I walked out like a ghost with a suitcase. By morning, I changed the locks. Yes, Amir's name was on the lease, so was mine, and my sanity was not up for debate. Amir called, 30 times, then messages. It was complicated. She manipulated me. I love you. I didn't answer. Monday, my lawyer Denise, older, calm, red glasses, looked at the photos and nodded once. Messy, she said, but clear. We protect you first. 2 days later, my mother called. Beta, she whispered, weak from chemo. Come to dinner Thursday. We need to talk. I should have said no, but a stubborn part of me still believed family meant choosing me, so I went. When I walked into my parents' living room, my chest tightened. Amir was there, Nadia too, my father, my aunties, my mother on the couch, pale and tired. Nadia wore white like she was auditioning for innocence. My father said, sit. I stayed standing. What is this? My auntie smiled tightly. We're settling things, like adults. Nadia rested a hand on her stomach. I'm carrying a child, she said. The family needs stability. Amir tried softly. Zara, let's handle this respectfully. Respectfully. A word people love when they're the ones who did the disrespecting. My father looked at me like I was being difficult. They will marry, he said. It's best. Best for who? I asked. Silence. Then Amir's mother, Samina, walked in. Pearls, perfect smile, cold eyes. We've helped your parents, she said gently. Bills, loans. She tilted her head. It would be unfortunate if those arrangements became complicated. My father went pale. That's when I understood. My parents weren't silent because they didn't love me. They were silent because they were trapped. Debt is a quiet muzzle. Something in me clicked shut. Okay, I said calmly. Everyone leaned in, hopeful, thinking I would surrender. Here's what's going to happen, I said. I'm filing for divorce. I looked at Nadia. You can keep him. I looked at Samina. You can keep your money. I looked at my father. You can keep your fear. My mother started crying. I kissed her forehead. I love you, I whispered, but I'm not staying in a room where my pain is negotiable. I walked out. The divorce took months. Legal fees ate my savings. Amir fought over money like it was a sport. When it ended, I got my last name back and a hollow quiet that followed me everywhere. After the divorce, Amir tried one last tactic: nostalgia. He emailed me photos from our first apartment, our wedding, a screenshot of a playlist called Us, as if memories were currency, as if love could be used like a coupon. Denise told me, he's fishing for emotion. Don't bite. So I didn't. I blocked his email, changed my number, and when loneliness hit, I let it hit. Then I did dishes, took a walk, wrote code, sent invoices. I learned a brutal truth. Closure isn't something someone gives you. It's something you build when you stop waiting. Then I lost my job. Restructuring, HR said. Not personal, but it was personal. Connections have long arms. Farah sat with me on my apartment floor and said, leave Chicago. Start over where they can't reach. 2 weeks later, I drove to Dallas with 3 suitcases and a shoebox of photos. A tiny apartment, a rattling AC, no ghosts because no memories. I worked mornings at a cafe, afternoons freelance design, nights online coding classes, because fear is expensive and I was done paying it. Dallas didn't greet me with courage. It greeted me with heat that stuck to my skin and a silence that made my thoughts loud. My first week, I got lost twice and cried in a parking lot. I told myself it was temporary. I told myself I was brave. Some nights, I didn't believe either. At the cafe, customers called me ma'am, like I was older than my own dreams. I smiled anyway, because a paycheck is a life raft, even when it's small. Freelance was worse. Not because the work was hard, design has always been my first language, but because rejection is tiring when you're already bruised. Clients would say, "We love your vibe," then disappear. Others would offer $50 for a logo and act like they were doing me a favor. I learned to raise my rates. Then I learned to raise them again. Confidence is a skill you can practice like any other. Coding was the real fight. The first time my program ran without errors, I stared at the screen like it had performed magic. The first time it failed, I wanted to throw my laptop off the balcony. I didn't. I made tea. I tried again. Ethan noticed. He didn't pity me. He just slid his chair closer and said, "Show me where it breaks." No flirting, no savior vibes, just partnership. When Sparkset finally started working, really working, it felt like watching a door unlock from the inside. Small business owners who couldn't afford agencies were suddenly generating brand colors, type, logos, mock-ups in minutes. Not perfect, but powerful. And power, I learned, is addictive when you've spent years being told to be reasonable. The first time a client paid us $5,000, I sat in my car and laughed until I cried. Not because of the money, because it meant my life wasn't owned by what Amir did. It was owned by what I built. But growth didn't come with a bow. It came with stress. Servers crashing at 2 a.m. Investors asking, "What's your moat?" Me learning that a term sheet is just a polite way to say, "Sign this or disappear." Ethan and I fought sometimes, quiet fights, productive fights, about features, timelines, the kind of company we wanted to be. And every time we got close to quitting, something small would pull us forward. A founder emailing, "This saved my business." A student saying, "I didn't know I could do tech until I saw you speak." A moment in the mirror where I recognized my own eyes again. By the time the acquisition offer came, I wasn't desperate anymore. I was selective. I asked questions. I negotiated. I made them put respect in writing. When the deal closed, my bank app looked like it belonged to someone else. I stared at the number, then opened my notes app and wrote one sentence. "Safety is not a person. Safety is a plan." Then my assistant sent the vendor list for the Texas Product Summit, our biggest event, press, investors, a stage with my name on it. And there it was, Amir Khalid, Regional Sales, Vendor Solutions, Dallas. My assistant asked, "Remove them?" I stared at his name until I felt nothing. Then I smiled. "No," I said, "let him come." Summit night, the ballroom glittered with screens and ambition. I was speaking with a journalist when I saw them walk in. Amir, older, worn. Nadia, still beautiful but strained. Between them, a little boy with curly hair and big eyes. Their child. Nadia scanned the room, hunting for status. Then her gaze hit the stage screen. Keynote, Zara Hussein, co-founder, Sparkset. Her face went white. Amir's shoulders sagged. I turned back to the journalist and laughed. I didn't look again. Later, as I walked toward the stage, Nadia appeared at my side. "Zara?" she said, voice tight. "Nadia," I replied, polite. "You're doing this?" she asked, eyes flicking to banners, sponsors, the crowd. "Yes," I said, "I am." Amir finally spoke. "You look happy." I breathed in and realized he was right. "I am," I said. Nadia swallowed. "Can we talk privately?" Curiosity is dangerous, Candy, but I wanted the truth without an audience. We stepped into a quiet hallway. Nadia's hands shook. "How did you do it?" she blurted. "How did you end up like this while we're drowning?" Her voice cracked. "Amir's stuck. Bills are insane. His mom promised everything." She laughed through a sob. "And you're up there." I watched her and felt something surprising. Not triumph. A soft, strange pity. "I worked," I said. I left. I learned. And I stopped waiting for anyone to rescue me. Nadia's eyes filled. I was jealous, she whispered. I wanted to win. I didn't even know what winning was. You hurt me, I said. You broke something in me. But you didn't end me. She nodded, crying quietly. I'm sorry, she said. Not because you're successful. I'm sorry because I ruined my sister. Then she whispered, Mom misses you. Dad paid Samina back. They want to talk. People can love you and still fail you? I'll decide, I said. For me. Nadia turned to leave, then paused. I thought I stole your life, she whispered, but I just stole your pain, and you turned it into power. She walked away. Ethan found me minutes later. You good? He asked. Yeah, I said. I have a speech to give. On stage, the lights hit like sunrise. The applause rolled like thunder. I told the room the version they could hold. I lost everything and rebuilt anyway. Then I announced a scholarship fund for women re-entering tech. The crowd stood. Phones rose. People cheered because everyone wants to be near a moment that matters. From the stage, I saw Amir at the back, holding his son. Nadia beside him, eyes wet. They looked ordinary. Not monsters, just consequences. I felt no revenge. I felt release. That night, I wrote my parents a short letter. I'm alive. I'm safe. I'm building a life I'm proud of. When I'm ready, I'll call. Please respect my space. Because the best revenge isn't watching them suffer. It's getting so full of your own life that their choices stop taking up space in it.